Good evening. I'm Niamh, a professional GM and ST for Detroit by Night, the new Free State. Welcome back. Before we recap, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. If you enjoy your time with us, give us a share. Before we get to the role-playing, a quick recap of Episode 1. Last week, the neonate, Dennis, had been instructed to kill a Toreador neonate by the Baron herself. Dennis wasn't provided any reasons for the assignment, merely instructions. Dennis's conscience stopped him from following through. Later, the Anarchs gathered at a car lot owned by Gary, a young Ventru Anarch. The Baron walked the group through her plan for exterminating a Sabbat safe house on Anarch turf. The Baron's plan had 4 phases. Disable their ability to retreat or call for help by disabling their vehicles and jamming their cell phone signals. Step 2, take a head count and get intel on the interior layout of the house. Step 3, exterminate the 4 kindred that reside there. And finally, step 4, disassemble the jammer and confiscate devices from the deceased kindred. It's a great plan, but tonight these Anarchs are about to get up close and personal with Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Without further ado, let's head to Corktown, an Irish neighborhood in Detroit that is Michigan HQ for the Anarchs. Once upon a time, the neighborhood was working class. However, contemporary Corktown has experienced an economic boom and an accompanied influx of new residents. The Anarchs pull up on the street just past their target house, which is an unassuming 2-story, 2-car garage house at the end of a tree-lined street. Few residents would suspect that true Sabbat make their haven in this picturesque little neighborhood. The Anarchs, of course, are here to evict them. The first step of the plan is 2-pronged. Assemble a cell phone jammer and disable the vehicles in the garage. The task of disabling the vehicles falls to Gary, with Dagmar and Dennis acting as backup. Dennis easily picks the lock to the garage. It's now Gary's turn to work his magic.
So yeah, he's going to put the flashlight under one arm, and the other one, out of his jacket, he's going to take a kind of a long, kind of flimsy, thin, rectangular sheet of metal, right? And he's going to use it to he's going to insert it underneath the hood where the latch would be, and he's going to try to use that to unlatch the hood of one of the cars. And see if that works. That should open up the hood with some shimmying around.
Before he does that, do these cars look like they have like alarms that this might trigger?
That is a good question. I think we need a wits larceny roll to see if they have alarms at a difficulty 3.
Got 3 successes I got 4 successes to spot the alarm.
Dennis is kind of peeking around, looking inside the vehicles. And the one that looks like a beater car, something that is expendable, has no sign of having an alarm. But next to it is some kind of yellow or gold sedan car. And that one looks like it might indeed be wired for an alarm.
Which one is Gary trying to finagle the hood on?
I see you'd stop me, right? If I were going to go and be doing this on the possibly alarmed car, I'm just going to assume.
I would. Yeah, that's why I was asking.
Okay. So, and actually, I also assume that Gary, might have knowledge of cars that could be, useful here. But, yes. So, if I were stopped, I would take the shimmying over to the older car.
So you pop the hood, but Dagmar leans close to you and whispers, "Someone's coming." In the car, Glenn has assembled the jammer, and she is in the process of activating it when you see someone exit the house and begin heading towards the garage, carrying something that looks like a large duffel bag.
I think if the kid sees that, he's going to look at everyone and be like, well, I think I'm going on early. And he's going to step out of the car, and I want to do blush of life to look human or appear human. I succeed the rouse check on that. And I want to activate awe. And I'm going to start walking down the street kind of briskly, whistling a happy tune, little smile on my face, and try and head him off at the path and pose as friendly neighbor. And so if I'll see him, I'm just going to be like, hey, excuse me, do you got a second?
Yeah, the individual standing in front of you is actually an older woman. She appears in her early 50s. She has like short grayish hair cut to her shoulder, and she appears to be surprisingly athletic for an older woman. She's carrying that duffel bag pretty easily.
Oh, I was almost going to offer to help you there with that duffel bag, but you seem to got that taken care of.
Yes, I don't think that we've met.
Oh, yeah, I'm William.
Ah, William. Carol, do you live here?
Okay, yeah, just down the street, doing a little loop-de-loo, taking a walk around. I'm so sorry. I don't think I've seen you around here.
Oh, I've lived here for a while. My daughter and I live here. Occasionally, my son comes and visits us.
Yeah. Oh, your daughter?
Yeah.
How old is she?
Oh, she's just a little thing.
Okay.
She just turned 9.
I was only asking because I thought maybe she knew. Did you hear?
Oh,
I don't know if you heard.
What?
Oh, my God. A few days ago, just a couple blocks that way, hit and run. 16-year-old girl laid out on the street. She's in the hospital right now. Oh, my God, bless her soul. I hope she's going to be okay. I don't know. It's kind of give or take. You know how these things are. And anyway, I was just hoping that wasn't your daughter's friend because, that'd be a horrible thing to be going through right now.
Jay, inside Gary is hearing the kid's voice, and you can infer that the kid is running interference. So you've got this Slim Jim in the hood. What are you going to do?
I think that quickly I can at least disable this car by cutting the wires to the battery. So I have a knife. I'm going to take it out of my jacket, and I'm going to attempt to slice the wires.
Okay, so we've got flashlight under our arm. We've got the Slim Jim. We're putting the Slim Jim down, grabbing the knife, and then slashing the wires one-handed in one quick move. Okay, I want you to roll a stealth check to ease this hood back down without making any audible noise, because you are currently fucking with the old car.
Okay. All right.
Difficulty's just 2, but let's do a dex stealth check.
All right. Dex stealth. Do I want to rouse check or not? You know what? I'm not going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to rouse check. Or I'm going to blood search. There.
Okay. So you
3 successes.
very carefully ease the rusted hood back down, carefully applying the lightest pressure to close the hood so that it latches and doesn't rise back up. Out on the sidewalk, the kid is still chatting with Carol, but I'm going to need a charisma subterfuge roll versus her wit subterfuge roll.
Gotcha. I do have awe activated as well. Is this woman perhaps charmed by a very good-looking young man in any way, shape, or form?
I don't think so. I think she's too Sabbat for that. Sorry. You dreamboat. It will come in handy later.
Oh, I got a crit. 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
7 successes.
Wow. So yeah, you succeed by a margin of 4. She only got 3 successes. That's a pretty significant margin. So she believes you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to let me know.
Yeah. Honestly, so one of the people down the street, Terry is her name. She saw the license plate of this car. The car, by the way, the car was one of them hybrid cars, which they're supposed to be conscientious, but here they are mowing kids over on the street. So I don't know if I believe that anymore, but she saw only part of the license plate. It ended in 4-8, which, I don't know if that's good or not, if people could tell what was going on there. But we started to get to thinking, you know what this neighborhood really needs? Neighborhood watch.
Oh, well, I haven't had any problems with any crime, but maybe you're right. Maybe we do need a neighborhood watch. That could be really useful.
Yeah.
Let me give you my number.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Keep me in mind when you're setting up the neighborhood watch. I want to be informed of all of the developments because I'm trying to really sink my teeth into this community. Get as much out of it as I can.
I mean, I think that's a great way to really, introduce yourself to everyone. I mean, obviously you probably talk to everyone around here, and if you've got a little girl, she's making friends and all of that. It's just so sad. That mom, the other thing that I was thinking about is that maybe we should take up a collection for her mom or her thing. Someone was talking about there's those things online. What do they call it? Go give me money.
Me, yeah.
Fund me, yeah. It's talking about one of those or anything. I hate to think about this woman right now at the hospital every night, praying for her daughter. You know what I mean? And they don't even know who hit her.
What are we doing about the car with the alarm? Are we going to say fuck it?
No, I think so if this lady is eventually I'm gonna assume that this lady is eventually gonna come and finish her business once she's done with the kids. So we also have to be able to hide. And so I was thinking I would drag or kind of tug on Gary's coat and motion for him to come with me underneath the other car because it's a good place to hide. She's not gonna look under her cars when she walks in. And under the car, kind of find some wires, find the wire junction for the alarm and cut it from there, because there should be like a bundle of wires that kind of go to all the sensors from like in the undercarriage into the hood, and into the dash. And we should be able to just cut all those wires right there. And that should also cut the wire for the alarm.
I'm going to have you roll intelligence plus your larceny to identify the correct bundle of wire and cut it without triggering the alarm. I'm going to say... has Dennis ever boosted a car before?
Dennis doesn't drive, no.
That's right. I'm going to say 4, because if you stuck me under a car, I'd have no chance of finding the correct wire.
All right,
wires.
I will probably have to bludge surge on this, because that only gives me 5 dice. So, not feeling real great about a difficulty 4. So, I'm going to blood surge. Ooh, and I got 4. All right. He did not bring wire cutters with him, so he just has his little, Tonto short blade fighting knife. So he pulls that out, and he is, running his fingers along like the underside of the door until he finds like this bundle of wires that kind of goes to the hood. The interior, like the interior console. And even though this is probably like a fancier car, it's probably like you can access the engine from underneath. And so he would have to stick his he'd have to have his eyes on the beast on to be able to like see in there at all. And he would have to like reach his hand like around another pipe with the knife to kind of like, and just sort of like, like barely hold the knife handle with like his thumb and his fingers to get at the spot. And so you just see him intensely focusing. He's like sawing back and forth, hearing that conversation outside, trying to cut the wires. And eventually he succeeds, and the knife kind of like slips from his grip and like clatters and almost stabs him in the face, but he gets it. And then he turns to Gary and he's like, "You're good to go."
Thanks.
But wait, we're going to wait until she leaves.
Yeah.
Because she's going to get here eventually.
I figured. Yeah.
Okay. So, Kid, you can see Carol is getting anxious and edging ever towards the garage door.
The kid is going to say something just a little bit louder that's like, well, okay, I don't want to keep you from whatever your business in the garage there is. So I just thank you for taking the time talking to me. Honestly, if you have some prayers to spare for Chrissy, her name was Chrissy, little Chrissy.
Will do, William. It was so lovely to meet you.
You too.
Feel free to stop by any time. I make just to die for margaritas.
Oh, well, that sounds lovely. Thank you. And, maybe if I see you around, we could have a cookout.
Sure. Sounds great. I am usually indisposed during the day, but I'm sure we could arrange something.
Oh, well, you take care now.
Bye, William.
Bye. I'm going to keep on walking and then eventually circle the long way back to the van.
And the garage door opens. You hear the scuffs of the woman's shoes on the pavement inside the garage, the cement floor of the garage. You can even smell her perfume, mingling with the smell of gas and other automotive scents. She pauses in the center of the room. You have the sense of her feet, where she's moving to, but that's all you can see underneath. the car where you are currently hidden.
Harry is freaking out a little bit. I mean, he doesn't do this kind of thing particularly often, despite having been a vampire for a fair amount of time now. So he's got even though he doesn't breathe, he's kind of got his hand over his mouth to stifle any noise he might make, and is just kind of like staying as perfectly still as he can.
She approaches the driver's side of the luxury car, and you hear her reaching into her pocket and jingling her keys. And it's not difficult to infer what she's going for. She's going for the fob to deactivate the car alarm. You hear the jostle of the keys as if she's like pushing the fob multiple times.
But like we hear the door unlock, right? Like you would hear the thunk of like the doors unlocking.
The doors do unlock. So she tosses the duffel bag into the car, and you can hear the sound of the duffel bag colliding with the passenger seat of the car. And then she shuts the door. She did not get inside the car. She's walking the perimeter of the vehicle, looking for anything amiss. It's clear that she's taking a measure of her surroundings, moving around the car. She's going to check and make sure the second vehicle is still locked. And then she stops and calls out, "Hello? Is anyone here?" And then, after pausing and seemingly realizing that a hidden party is not going to announce their presence, she is going to step to the door, open it. You see her feet moving away, and then you see the door shut. So she steps outside, and then the door shuts. She's gone.
I'll put a hand on Gary, just like, so that, like, I don't know if you can see me at all in the ambient light, but I would just like shake my head, like, classic move. Give it a minute.
All right.
And then, like, I'm just going to wait there for like 5 minutes before moving.
Okay. As long as he's not moving, I'm not going to move.
How are you guys going to determine when it's safe to move?
Like, those of us inside?
Yes.
Oh, well, like, we can't see anything. Like, Dennis is just thinking, like, you know, he probably would wait, like, at least 5 minutes. Or you know what he might also do is just wait until he hears Dagmar. Because she probably has a better vantage point than he does. So he'll wait. I think the longest he would wait would be 10 minutes. And if he hears Dagmar before that, then he'll come out earlier. But, yeah, I think he would just wait because he thinks that, you know, someone is outside listening was his guess. And so that's why he's like, you know, that's why I said like classic move, just wait. Like they're going to listen.
It's several very long minutes before you hear Dagmar whisper into the darkness beneath the car, "You can come out now. She's gone."
All right. and then slide out.
Dennis, Gary, and Dagmar narrowly avoided a collision with Carol, thanks to the kids' quick thinking. However, unbeknownst to those neonates concealed beneath the car, Dagmar invoked unseen passage so that she could move about the garage, avoiding Carol as Carol inspected the vehicle. This led to hunger in the formidable kindred. As the party exited the garage, Dagmar's eyes drifted to the neighboring house. With glee that alarmed the neonates, Dagmar crept towards the rear door of the home, checking for alarms, before letting herself and the others into the darkened home. They didn't feel they could refuse. The residents of the home slumber comfortably in their beds, but not for long. You enter the kitchen. Immediately in front of you is a kitchen island with tacky beige tile on the sides and a greenish-gray countertop. It's hideous. Across the kitchen island is an archway that leads into what appears to be a dining area, and beyond that, you see what looks like the front door. So theoretically, you could run directly from this position to the front door if you just left over the island. It's a straight shot. But as you open the door, you hear footsteps descending the stairs. They sound tired and sluggish.
Oh man, they're coming down for like a midnight snack. Quick, we gotta hide. Oh wait, we opened the door. There's no obfuscate anymore. So we don't have to worry about maintaining line of sight.
Yeah, are you guys gonna hide?
Yeah. I am.
Okay. I think Dagmar is fully into it, and she's going to crouch her tiny frame behind the kitchen island.
I'm going to the bathroom, I think, and hiding there.
Make a dex stealth roll to creep across the kitchen and into a small restroom tucked to the left.
Okay.
Difficulty 3.
All right. This is not going to go well. Oh, I did it. 3 successes.
Okay. So you tiptoe across the tile and duck into the bathroom. Dennis, are you using Cloak of Shadows or Unseen Passage?
I'm going to use Cloak of Shadows, but I'm not going to use it in the kitchen because I think that's where they're going to go and turn the lights on. So if there's like a room off to the side of the kitchen that I can like slip into and then use Cloak of Shadows in there, like I'll do that.
Okay. So you are using Unseen Passage to get to that location, though, right?
No. They're coming down the stairs. Like when I hear footsteps coming down the stairs, I assume they're coming to the kitchen, and so I zip out of the kitchen and I do Cloak of Shadows. Gotcha.
So you're just waiting for a moment when you are not in direct eye line of Dagmar or Gary. Okay. So it is a man. He's rubbing his eyes. He's in his pajama pants, wearing slippers on his feet, and he is indeed slowly shuffling towards the kitchen. He makes his way past the bathroom where Gary is concealed. He makes his way past Dennis's concealed position, which I'm assuming is in the dining room just beyond the kitchen.
Yeah.
He opens the fridge, and then you can hear him setting items on the island counter. not knowing that literally on the other side of the kitchen island is a very lethal predator. I know that neither Dennis nor Gary is watching. You don't need to be watching to hear it, but it's over in an instant. He doesn't even have the time to get out a full scream. It's just a squeak of surprise, and you know that it's happening. Something like a bowl clatters to the floor. You hear the sound of something being dragged across the floor, as if she's dragging his body to the other side of the island. You hear footsteps upstairs. Somebody calls down, "Ralph?" "Ralph? Did you fall and hurt yourself?" And then you hear another set of footsteps descending the stairs. Are you going to move to intervene? Or are you going to let this woman walk into the kitchen?
I mean, Gary is terrified of Dagmar. I don't think. I think he would like to intervene. I think that would be, his preference. But he doesn't want to risk. I mean, you could crossing her would be detrimental to his health. I think, particularly now. So he's just going to stay quiet and try not to think about it too hard.
Yeah, I can't think of a way that I would intervene that would, keep this lady from not calling the cops. And yeah, because Dennis is a monster. Bat-faced, sharp-toothed Nosferatu. So he can't fast talk his way out of this or anything. Yeah, I mean, I suppose I could choke her out and make her passed out, but then I think that's bad too. So
then Dagmar just can feed from her anyway. I mean, we're gonna stop her.
So I think it's just sit there in the shadows and try not to think about it.
You hear the woman scream. It's clear she found Ralph. And you hear the sound of her bare feet running briefly across the linoleum floor of the kitchen. And then you hear the thud of the woman's body colliding with the floor.
If I'm in the dining room, are there family pictures around here?
There are.
Is there anyone else that I should be thinking might be hearing this and coming down the stairs, or is it just these two?
It appears that this is an elderly retired couple. You do see what appear to be adult children in the picture, but there's no evidence that these adult children live with them.
Okay.
So, by the time Dagmar comes walking around the corner, she's quite fresh-faced. Her cheeks are flushed. She no longer appears quite so twitchy. And she is now going to begin walking around looting this house.
I think that Gary would not be looting, but he would kind of while Dagmar is busy looting, he'd start looking around idly, so as not to interrupt her.
The woman is still alive.
The woman is still alive.
If you look into the kitchen, you can see her breathing.
Shit, that changes things. Okay. How can I go over to her and see how badly she looks?
Yeah, she looks quite close to death.
Gary doesn't really know any CPR or anything like that. I don't think he knows how to help here. Calling 911 would be bad.
Her pulse is slowing.
Shit. He's gonna say, I'm sorry. And he's gonna get up and turn away from her.
Okay.
And Dennis will be standing there with his hands in his jacket pocket, hood pulled low, and be like, "You can't help her, man."
Yeah.
Dagmar left enough blood in the woman's body to stage the scene. A home invasion. An autopsy will reveal a head wound to Ralph and not much blood. There will undoubtedly be an incongruency between the amount of blood left in the body and the amount of blood at the scene, but the discrepancy will not be enough to arouse serious suspicion. As the woman died, Dagmar looted the home to make the break-in angle more convincing. With the scene set, the party embarked on the next phase, distraction. The goal is to convince the vamps inside to open the door and exit long enough for an obfuscated party to slip inside. However, the group's face, the kid, would be recognized. So this responsibility now largely falls on Gary, forcing him to improvise. And this is about to go very, very wrong.
Hey. Yeah, Gary's gonna button his jacket. He is going to turn on Daunt, and he's going to walk right up to the door and kind of just loudly rap on the door with his knuckles.
A little girl opens the door after a few moments. She is even smaller than Dagmar and even younger. She looks maybe 9 or 10. She's wearing a shirt that says, "I'm in my happy place," in bubble letter, and she has her blonde hair in pigtails. It looks like she's wearing jammy pants and a pair of pink fluffy slippers.
Okay.
Hi! What are you doing here? Who are you?
Good evening, ma'am. Could you get a parent for me?
Who are you? Are you a police officer?
I am a private investigator contracted with the Detroit Police Department. Here to talk about an urgent matter, but I will need to do so with an adult, if that's possible.
You hear the little girl call out, "Mom! DPD is here!" And then she's going to shut the door.
Okay.
After a few moments, the woman who introduced herself as Carol opens the door.
Good evening, ma'am. I am a private investigator contracted with the Detroit Police Department, here to talk about a hit and run that happened recently. I have under good authority that someone at this address has information that could be relevant to the investigation. I would appreciate it if you'd step outside and talk with me for a moment. And he's going to say that in kind of an edge, more edge than I had in my voice.
Okay, let's do a contested roll of her intelligence plus aspects versus your composure plus subterfuge.
Okay, composure plus subterfuge. All right. I'm going to go ahead and blood search for this. Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh. Oh, now I'm at 3 hunger. Okay.
Scroll the fate.
Would we like to roll willpower? You could at least tie her.
Yes, let me do that.
For those of
Yes.
you who cannot see our dice, Jay/Gary
Oh, sorry. Yes, 0
received
successes.
0 successes, in contrast to Carol's 3 on this Ride the Soul roll.
Nope, 1 success.
Oof.
Oh. Well, can I invite you inside?
Okay. No, I insist. You must come out, or you will find the full force of the law here. You must step outside now.
Your manipulation, intimidation, which allows you, since you have Daunt active, you may add your presence score.
Yes.
But
Okay.
the difficulty of telling this woman that she'll feel the full force of the law unless she specifically comes outside is 5.
5. Okay.
Good luck.
7 successes, that ain't bad.
Why is it saying you got a... Oh, it's saying you got a messy crit, but I'm only counting 6.
Yeah. There's no. It's only 1. It's just
Okay.
borked.
Okay. So, the woman is going to step outside, but she's pulling the door shut behind her as she's stepping outside.
Okay. Gary has officially no clue what to do, so he just knows he needs to get her away. So what he's going to do is stupid, but he's going to shove her somewhat lightly and say, "I bet you can't catch me," and he's going to go running in the other direction. Just to get her to follow him, because he knows it's shit now. They just need to get in to do their job.
Okay. I do not think this was foreseen.
All right, so now what I want to happen is for Dennis to have done his stupid plan of like opening her door. So like she gets shoved, and then like she turns around, and Dennis is there like, "What?" No, I'm kidding. Like,
Okay.
Just Looney Tunes.
I'm not going to make you roll to lightly shove this old woman down the porch or back in the general direction of her door and then take off running. But I am going to make you do a Dex Athletics roll to see if she can, in fact, catch you, Gary.
Okay. All right. I will do Dex Athletics, and we'll see. I'm not going to bother blood searching. 2 successes. Oh.
I think she catches you, buddy.
I think you take off running and you maybe make it about 3 meters from the house before she just full on football tackles you to the ground.
Do we see this from the van?
Oh, yes, you see this from the van.
I'm going to spring out of the van, duck behind it quickly to do unseen presence and silence of death and make my way to Gary and the lady.
So the lady is going to slam you down on the sidewalk.
Okay.
Okay, let's let... If nobody else is intervening at this juncture of things going tits up, I do think at this juncture, Dagmar is going to intervene or attempt to intervene.
No, I was just going to follow them when she dragged Jay in. My plan was just to follow them in. And then, that was what I was going to do.
Okay.
But I can't communicate that because we're all unseen, so.
Yeah,
you can whisper, but if somebody's not close, then it doesn't matter.
That's true. I can't just whisper out so they ran 9 meters and then tackled.
They
so
ran
I was just gonna,
3 meters.
Too far away.
3 meters.
Yeah.
I would just kind of whisper to, as quietly as I can and just be like, "We can follow them in."
I mean, can I? I mean, how incapacitated am I? I mean, can I remove my knife and stab at her? Attempting to defend myself.
My God! I'm trying. Can we just, for one moment, let's just see if we can just for a second. I am going to make a wits plus obfuscate roll on behalf of Dagmar to pop up and begin walking towards this woman using Mask of 1,000 Faces. To be an innocent bystander attempting to intervene here.
Does that fuck up Lance's obfuscate?
Yep. It sure is. But it's either that or he's going to get into a night fight on the middle of a residential street in Corktown, Detroit. So I think we better have Dagmar roll her fuck ton of dice.
I know this seems to... He has never done this before, so...
No, I love, we're going to see, Lance pop out of, the shadows and just, have to scramble to, get around the corner of the house.
Yep.
I don't think that this woman has much of a chance of catching that number of successes with her auspex, but I will go ahead and roll her auspex on her behalf. That's not too bad. That cancels out the crit Dagmar got. That's not that bad. But Dagmar is still successful. So I think Dagmar is going to pop out. The woman has her back to the door, which is where everybody is crouched, as Joe Everyday. Sort of short for a man, light build. And Joe Everyday calls out, "Excuse me, miss. Miss, are you okay? I saw this man attempt to assault you. Oh my God, are you all right? Now would be a really time to go through the door, wouldn't it? Well, somebody is distracting the woman.
Out of over the tables, Lance, you do it because I don't want to have to rouse check again because I'm already at the.
I think, if Dagmar's her thing broke, then Lance would have been visible, so he would have had to slip around a corner so he could unseen passage himself.
Okay, then yeah, Dennis would open the door and kind of leave it open, and then glance around just. Really just hopefully that he's lucky enough that no one else in the house is just right by this door. Because he's also got to close it once he assumes Jane and Lance are inside. If Lance is even coming inside.
Dennis, roll 1d10.
Oh, this is going to be good.
If it's even, The little girl is not within sight of the door. If it's odd, she is.
Well, there's an odd, so there she is.
Yes, Dennis, you push open the door and there is the little girl. She stares at you wide-eyed, mouth agape. You're muted,
Oh, no.
Dennis.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold it open, just hoping that like Jane has slipped in, and I'm just there, and fuck, like I'm a Nosferatu, so like I can't pretend that like I don't think she is what she is, or maybe I can. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna do this I'm gonna be really creepy and like with my monster ass face. I'm just gonna go shh. And you know what? Let's rouse and get feral claws going so that I look extra monster. Sorry, I'm gonna be extra like as I like bring my fingernail, like my hand up and like go shh, like you can see my teeth get like longer, kind of like poking out of my mouth, and my claws get like my fingernail grows into a claw, and I just try to menace the shit out of her.
The little girl stares at Dennis for a moment, just standing in the doorway between the living area and the rest of the house. And she is going to turn and run.
Well, I guess Jane didn't get around behind her while I held her gaze and tried to intimidate her. So I guess I am also going to, gosh, do I leave the door open or do I just go ahead and close it? If I leave it open, the lady inside is going to for sure know something's up. Yeah, I'm going to gently close it and do unseen presence. Hope, yeah.
Just to be clear, Dennis stepped away from the door as he was menacing the little girl, right? As his claws are growing.
I don't know about stepped away from it, but like I took my hand off the door. But yeah, you know, we can say I stepped towards the little girl. I'm fine.
I mean,
fuck it.
because I don't know how Jane could slip in if you're like not far enough away from the door to allow somebody to actually enter.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, sorry. I pictured myself like moving in and then like seeing her there and then like...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yes, I pictured myself being away from the door when I saw her and tried to intimidate her.
Okay. So there is theoretically an opportunity for Jane to move in. Lance, are you attempting to get in too?
I think like Lance sort of like quickly stepped like somewhere where he was out of sight, and then like done his unseen passage, which I passed the roast check for, thank goodness, and I guess tried to like get around before the door was closed, but don't know if he would have been quick enough or not.
Make a Dex Athletics roll, difficulty 3, to seize the day or seize the night and slide in through the opening.
That wouldn't be great. Ooh. Even with the extra dice, that was only one success.
Back on the street, Gary is reckoning with the consequences of his distraction. You don't even realize who this is.
Oh, I don't.
You were
right.
running away, pinned
right.
down, and then you flipped over to try to stab her, and Joe Everyday comes walking up.
Okay. I guess I'm up. I'm like, this is a misunderstanding. I don't know why you jumped me.
Ma'am, I saw the whole thing. I saw everything that happens, and I know you're not at fault. But
She attacked me.
I'm not feeling well. I think you should invite me in. Or maybe better phrased, I think you should let me in, while catching her gaze. And Carol responds by saying, "Oh, well, are you all right? I think you should come in." And Joe every day says, "Yeah, I think that would be good. I think I'm having a heart attack. Somebody needs to call the ambulance. Do you have a landline? I just need to sit down." And really hamming it up as the two of them walk up the stairs towards the house.
Hey,
Gary?
Gary's going to kind of brush himself off and just walk in the opposite direction until, he turns a corner and couldn't be seen anymore. And then he would try to make his way back to the van.
Okay. Tex is out of the van, though, with his knife and silence of death, using unseen passage. Joe every day has gotten into the house with this woman.
Well, at that point, I'll wait back, and when I see Gary coming back, I'll follow him.
Dennis, you are inside. The girl has ran away. You hear some commotion on the street. What comes next? You don't know if Jane is in here.
I don't, but I haven't heard any screams or a lot of commotion in here yet. So I am going to first unseen presence if I can. And then I will start stalking through the house because I need to find the girl and I need to find the alarm system. And whichever one I find first, that's what I'm going to deal with.
Well, the alarm system is immediately to the right of the door.
Then I think I could go chase this girl down, but at the same time, like if this alarm sounds, then like remind me, with the plan, did we need it to disable the alarms? They wouldn't hear us breaking in, or is it that they couldn't sound the alarm to attract like help, right?
Both. So you guys will already be in the house, and the idea is you want Tex and the kid and Gary possibly to join you guys inside for the attack phase.
True, but I need to I need to disable it so that it can't be rearmed, right?
Ideally, yes, but it's what Dennis deems a priority. The little girl has ran off into the house. The security system is not currently armed.
Okay, I will then. I guess I will try to track down. I don't know. My instinct just keeps telling me if they hold down that panic button, it's game over. So, you know what? I bet the little girl expects me to chase her, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to turn to this alarm and see if I can disable it without if I can follow the cable to its power source / backup battery and see if I can disable that.
Let's do an intelligence tech roll at a difficulty of 4 to disable the alarm. It's not particularly complex, but it is ubiquitous on the first floor.
Ooh, 2 successes. Don't want a blood surge because I'm going to need those rouse checks for my other powers. So let's do a willpower reroll.
Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm. No, just one more success.
The result of tampering with the alarm is going to set it off, Dennis. We leave Detroit with the alarm blaring, destroying any element of surprise the Anarchs may have enjoyed. How will they handle this major mishap? Join us for episode 3 of Detroit by Night to find out. Thank you for watching. As always, please like, subscribe, share, comment. Consider becoming a patron or joining our Discord community. Links are in the description below. Also, check out Norville, a Monster of the Week actual play set in a town that's impossible to leave. Thank you again. See you next week. Bye!